The golden raspberry from the Morning Garden Show. Oh, look at that. The leaves are out and everything's going fine. And look at this. I didn't till. I didn't do anything to the soil this year. I just let things grow because the soil is getting better since I brought in the 20,000 pounds of wood chips. And I mean, it's just, this thing is thick and burly. It wasn't like that last year. So I learned some things. It's gotten better. It's gotten better. This is my compost pile, my power plant. That's my liquid fertilizer right here. It's got the water in here, rainwater. And this is going really quite well. The plants are actually, how they're standing up on top, they're actually in here trying to grow, when in fact this is going to be fertilizer. They're still trying to grow. Some of them are actually standing up. Like over here, and this one gets the wall there. But don't worry, I'll take care of it. And this is the Morning Garden. They're coming out here, and this is the good news I wanted to see. You see that green on that grapevine? That means I made it through the winter with this newly planted grapevine. This is a big globe grape. That's what it is. And that green on that branch there, and up here is green and green. And I kept waiting for this. You know, I ordered one last year and it died. But it looked bad when I got it. So I called them up at Growing Organic. That's where I bought it from. And what happened with Growing Organic is I pleaded with those people to replace it, and they said they would. Did you read the policy? I said no. I said because most people online that I've dealt with stick by their product. And she said, well, we do, but you got to pay to get it shipped back to you, which was something like, I don't want to say the number because I'm not sure, and I want the video to be accurate. But so anyway, I fought with them for a long time trying to get it replaced. And 2 years later, I got the plant. Look at this right here. This is off my old one, and you can see it's breaking out. I mean, these are grapevines, and everybody knows a grapevine's got a place on my property. And grow a grapevine on your property. It's a great thing to do. They're very, very healthy for you. And this right here is a Kiwi, one of the stars of the show. Look at that. Growing in Zone 7B, a Kiwi. And it's been here for about 3 years now. But this Kiwi's been through everything. When I first got it, didn't know how to grow it. It kept getting down to 2 inches and almost lost it so many times. And then I took a chance and I stuck it out here in the yard. Once I stuck it in the yard, it just took off. And it started doing this. Look at the healthy growth. Now, one thing I found out about it, this Kiwi plant did not need a lot of care. It just didn't. It didn't need a lot of care. It didn't need a lot of anything. And it's cut all back. But if you were to not cut it back, I believe it would be just wilder looking. So I cut it back. You know, I'm going to see what, they say it's a beautiful leaf that's on it, but I can see but it's just opening up here that the leaves are incredibly green and pretty little lines in the leaves. And, you know, and it's just, I just like the way it looks. Yep. This is a pretty plant. Now, the grapevines are not as pretty because, you know, they haven't come out yet. You know, you got, oh, this is another grapevine here. See, it's coming out. You can see it there. But they're beautiful. Not as pretty as the one I just looked at yet. But when they finally break out, they're going to look great. And this right here next to it is a cherry tree. Cherry tree, yeah. You can see the blossoms getting right. And everything's late this year. It's kind of behind. You can see it. It's up on all my grapevines are on a single pole system. I do that. And look how close they are together. Here's one and here's the other one. You can keep them in the same shot. That's how close they're together. So you can grow different varieties a foot and a half away from each other. But you got to stay on them with the pruning. I'm giving you these ideas because I want to see you guys doing this. Because they tell you, you know, when you look at some of the videos, only do it one way, which is, you know, which is crazy. But that's all, you know. And look at this. time is something. A few hours ago, these were closed. A few hours ago, these were closed. This is a pear tree. And these are the blossoms. I may, what they call, hand pollinate these just to make sure, because I haven't seen any bees in the yard, but every so often I see a bee, but not very frequent. The bees are not in the yard. But this is a pear, and this is another pear that just took off this year. Look at that. And it's doing its thing. This was from Stock Brothers. Everything I bought from them was on time, healthy product, and then they stood behind it. So I like that. It's really good. Another Stock Brother tree. I had to cut back because it was growing real lanky and without putting any scaffold branches on, so I had to cut it back and try to get it to do that. And so far, it's working out. This rock that's next to it, I used to help straighten it up, and it's worked. See, because I put the rock back there, it held it there. Now I think I can remove the rock because I need sun to be all the way around on it. Don't want it to stop the scaffold branches from growing, but that's it. You got raspberries growing around the base of it, along with the weeds. I'm gonna pull the weeds back, but they're competing with this tree, but this tree's been anchored in too long, so it's gonna do fine. Okay. And we got some rain coming sometime this week. This is a Stanley plum. It's putting on some spurs. As you can see, it's only a year old. Well, one spur. And then you got some green there. It's usually going to really green up really nice. The main thing about these trees, don't mess with them too much when they're growing. Some people do that. They keep fertilizing and overwatering and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to be doing that. I don't know what this is, but it feels like some type of, I don't know what it is. It doesn't, I hope it's not, oh, it feels like a tree. It feels like a tree, the way it's anchored in there. But we got my other tree here. It's suffering from some cold damage, but it's coming back. And it's the morning garden. We made it through 38 degrees last night. And finally, everything is waking up. These are the new trees I put in last year. These are apple trees right here. They were put in last year. They're doing good. Got the little ant crawling on them there for whatever reason. We got the leaves coming out on the blackberry plants. Look at that. They're finally doing their thing. They've been fed. They might get something else. And some of it looks like went and died back. But we're gonna let this. We're not gonna remove this yet. We're gonna let this stay on there and see what happens. Because sometimes it'll leaf out late. Then we got, look at this, different spots in my yard. I got the pretty kale growing. I mean, that's pretty. It's gonna be picked today, I think. I think if I feel like it, I'll pick it today. Because I'm gonna go ahead and try to cook some of this stuff. Because it's not gonna get any prettier than this. It's just a king. And finally, the cherry trees. The wind's kind of rough out here, so if there's audio problems, I'm sorry about it. Some of the blossoms that fell off. Look at this. This is beautiful. And I don't know what the peaches are going to do this year, because a lot of these blossoms took cold, like I don't know what, so I might not get any peaches this year. It's a possibility. That last cold snap dropped in about 38 degrees, like I was saying last night, and that might have taken it out. But you can see I have leaves, so they're doing something. Leaves on this peach tree here as well. You got one healthy blossom right there. That's it. Maybe one here. And this one here is another tree here, which is a cherry tree, and it has come out, getting leaves on it, and this will be the second year for it. I think I got this for $6. Beautiful tree, beautiful. It might be one of my favorites. Alberta peach. Leaves are coming out. I love it. I want you to see this. These are cherries from a tree that is the first time it's ever produced. It's about maybe 3 years old, and those are cherries. Really big surprise this year. Trying to figure out what kind of tree it is. Oh yeah, I know what it is. It's a can't think of it right now, but we know it's a cherry tree. I'll get that information to you. Beautiful. And we have some of the blossoms on the cherries that came out, said hello today. That is due to the fact that it was time of year for it. But we got them blossoms. And these are beans. And we had 38 degrees last night, and now it's starting to finally warm up. So it should be in the 70s this week. Look at that, beautiful. Time for them to mate, and they are doing their thing. Over here we got the pear trees. They're coming out, doing their thing, and I love it. That's full frame right there, blossoms, and they might get some pears off of them this year. But what's really surprising is this here is the other pear tree called Delicious, and it's just getting ready to open up its leaves. So they're a little behind because of one thing. One, the weather. Second, they were planted last year, so they are not as anchored in the ground as the older ones are. The older ones are going to definitely, like this one here, it's going to blossom out quicker because it's all set in. It knows what it's doing. This one here is learning what it's doing, where the food supplies are, where the water is, things like that. And here we have the plum tree called the Stanley. This is one of them. And it's leafing out. They just said, no, I'm going to leaf out. It's time for me to do it. And I'm glad, because looking at sticks in the yards for months was starting to get me kind of down. I was looking at them saying, I wish they'd leaf out. But now it's time for them to do their thing. And they're growing in very rich conditions. These are leaves that were dumped here. Then you got the log, which a piece of log that was cut, which that's how I was showing you. That's how I feed my trees. This one over here has the same thing, the log. And there will be more pieces of log next to them once I cut some more. That's how I feed them. Keep them moist as well. It's beautiful out here. It's beautiful. And it hasn't yet shown off yet. This one here that had the winter damage is starting to put more and more leaves, and that's a plus, because I just want to see everything leaf out and get pretty. Here we go with one of my raspberries, and it's leafing out, as you can see. Very pretty. Looks well fed, it looks healthy, and I'm going to keep it that way. And it's the morning garden. We made it through 38 degrees last night, and finally everything is waking up. These are the new trees I put in last year. These are apple trees right here. They were put in last year. They're doing good. Got the little ant crawling on them there for whatever reason. We got the leaves coming out on the blackberry plants. Look at that. They're finally doing their thing. They've been fed. They might get something else. And some of it looks like winter dieback, but we're gonna let this. We're not gonna remove this yet. We're gonna let this stay on there and see what happens. Because sometimes it'll leaf out late. Then we got, look at this, different spots in my yard. I got the pretty kale growing. I mean, that's pretty. It's gonna be picked today, I think. I think if I feel like it, I'll pick it today. Because I'm gonna go ahead and try to cook some of this stuff, because it's not gonna get any prettier than this. It's just a kale. And finally, the cherry trees. The wind's kind of rough out here, so if there's audio problems, I'm sorry about it. Some of the blossoms that fell off. Look at this. This is beautiful. And I don't know what the peaches are going to do this year, because a lot of these blossoms took cold, like I don't know what, so I might not get any peaches this year. It's a possibility, because that last cold snap dropped in about 38 degrees, like I was saying last night, and that might have taken it out. But you can see I have leaves, so they're doing something. Leaves on this peach tree here as well. You got one healthy blossom right there, that's it. Maybe one here. And this one here is another tree here, which is a cherry tree, and it has come out, getting leaves on it, and this will be the second year for it. I think I got this for $6. Beautiful tree, beautiful. It might be one of my favorites. Alberta peach. Leaves are coming out. I love it.